Okay, everybody. Today is March 1st, 2015. Hope everybody is enjoying the weekend. Let's take a look at the market and then we take a look at a few of the stocks. First of all, looking at the Dow Jones Industrial. The Dow Jones Industrial made a new record high, closed at another new record high on the 25th, which is last Wednesday. And then it started kind of pull back and wasn't a big surprise for me to see some sort of pullback because it was kind of expected. We sort of got alerted to it the previous week when we saw some of the divergence between, the market indexes and also some of the, the breadth indicators. So right now, I'm being a little bit more cautious and essentially, in a defensive mode and just managing some of the long swing long position that I have open, but definitely would not be too anxious about going and aggressive or initiating any kind of new swing long until the market have regained itself in terms of momentum. Because right now I could see that this level here, 18,100, would be the level to watch. And if it break that level, then most likely we could see it come back down and test these pivot high somewhere between the 17,900 to 17,800. And these are the key levels that we need to see how it react when it get down there. And if it can hold this 17,800, there's a good possibility that we could see the Dow Jones come back down and retest this 17,000 level. Okay. Then the other thing is on the S&P 500, the S&P 500 did not hit a new high on the same day to confirm with the Dow Jones on the 25th, but it did make a new high on the 24th. Okay, then it started pulling back. So on the 25th, it actually got a little bit of a doji or spinning doji type of candle. So again, being a little bit cautious and essentially looking forward to maybe pull back to somewhere around this 2090 level and possibly get back and retest this 2063 if it can't hold this pivot high level somewhere up here. Then also the other possibility is that we could be looking at this 1972, 1970, 1980 level here on these pivot low between the December and the February low here. And then looking at the NASDAQ 100, the NASDAQ 100 continued to hit new high on Thursday, then it kind of pulled back on the OPX, and that probably due to some weakness on Apple. And we talk about Apple later on. So again, essentially, if we're seeing some kind of pullback, and especially with Apple, then we probably will see it maybe come back down and drag the NASDAQ 100 down to maybe this particular pivot level somewhere around 43.37. And if it can't hold that level, then maybe it could get down and retest this pivot somewhere around the 42.78. And the strange thing is right now, you look at the Russell 2000 being kind of strong, comparing to the other indicators. I mean, the other indexes, although on Friday also kind of pulled back a little bit, but it's been on a tear, it's just kind of been, straight up ever since that it broke this, previous all-time high. So right now, again, we could expect, kind of be a little bit anticipating the Russell pulling back along with the market, maybe get back down to this somewhere around this 1220 level. And if we break this pivot, then we probably could see it maybe get back down to the 1210, 1196 area, this particular area here. Okay, so let's go and take a look at Apple. Like I said, Apple was kind of weak last week, although we got a little bit of a hammer coming up. And I think that's basically based on some PR that came out about the invitation for the March 9 unveiling of the iWatch or something like that. So, but looking at the weekly chart, I think it's kind of telling, so we got this little candle here, and that's not a really encouraging bullish candle with that kind of spike. So we got to be careful on that. And so watching the price action here, there's some gap here. I noted here, small gap. So it could be pulling back down and fill these little gap here. And there's a good possibility that it could pull back to this 119, 120 area, and then maybe we get a little bounce. But I think what Apple might do in the near future just might a little bit of a guessing work here. Not necessarily I know anything. It's just that I think the price might do this. Maybe it will pull back. Let me get my tool here, and it might pull back. you know, as a pullback and get near the announcement, probably run it up. Okay, Apple have a tendency of do that run up prior to any kind of product announcement, and then then it kind of gets sold off after that. Then so maybe we get a little bit of a formation of lower high, and then come down and form a lower low. So it might be that and kind of spook some of the long out and then maybe sucker in some short. So it's all depend how it's gonna react when it get down here. Right, so we have to keep an eye on that. So, and right now, essentially the level to watch is somewhere around this 125 and the 122. And if you can't hold these levels, then look for it to come back down and test this 119, 120 area. But if it could take out another new all-time high, then we see this 1618. Somewhere around this 134, 135 level. Certainly, if you're not holding long on Apple right now, I wouldn't be chasing it because we might see it encounter some resistance here. And then we see a pullback. So I think the risk and reward just might not be worth it because I think there's more downside potential to come back down and retest this 120 then break out of this 134, 135 area and get up to 140 or whatever. So I would just be patient and wait. And if you're holding long, just kind of manage it, depending what's your time frame and what's your risk tolerance. Okay. So next one is Netflix. We talked about Netflix, about breaking into this gap here and trying to take out this pivot. So it come back up and got above that pivot, tested a little bit. So right now it seems like it got near this 489 area and kind of got a little bit more pullback last Friday. So again, due to OPEX, you never know what kind of price action ramification from these low OPEX gamemanship the market tend to play. So if it get back up to this 489, we could easily see it maybe get up to the 490. But again, the risk and reward ratio or the just not worth it to go chase after the stock right now. If you're long, then just manage it. Because there's a good chance that it could come back down and retest this 468 and possibly get down to this 458 level here. And if break that, then there's a good chance that it might be coming back down and we test this gap here, this gap level, somewhere around this 402. And then on Facebook was, for a while, it looked like it's trying to get up and make a new all-time high, or at least come back up and test this previous all-time high of, in the 82 area. But then we got this little topping candle and it followed with a very bearish type of candle last Friday. So right now we kind of see, can it hold up this, hold above this 78 level and then maybe bounce around a little bit and try to make another push up to that 82. But if it can't hold this 78, there's a good chance that we might see it to come back down and retest this 73 level. So we just have to keep an eye on that. I was long on Facebook, but no longer have a position on it. And then on Twitter, we saw Twitter come up on this earning gap. Just keep on running up there after the earning gap. So right now, essentially, if it's continued to move up, the next level of potential resistance is probably this 52 area. But if it's going to pull back along with the market, then most likely we probably see it to come back down to this this support zone here that I got it highlighted in yellow. Between this essentially this gap low, somewhere around this 45, 46 level to this gap high here, somewhere around this 43.80. Okay, so those are the level that probably would be paying attention to if it pull back. If it continue to move up, then we'll probably be looking at maybe get up to this 52. And if it could get above this 52, then there's a good chance that it might try to come up and tag this 55.99, which is somewhere around the 56 area. Okay. And then Google will be, been watching this 545. I've been tweeting it out on Twitter, that on this 545, and essentially we're looking at to break up to 545 and then come up to tag this 569, which it did on Friday, and then kind of pull back. So right now, it's just kind of see is it going to come back and maybe tag this 552 and maybe even come back and retest this 545 again before it might get above this 569 and possibly try to get back up to at least in the near term, if it continues to move up somewhere around this 578 level to this 574 area here. Okay. And then on Amazon, again, on Amazon, on the earning gap, it just gapped up. So right now, essentially, it's trying to get up and fill this, just kind of fill this gap. So if it could, make it above this and move beyond this this gap low, then we probably could see Amazon come back up to retest this high of 408 and might even put in a new high. But for the meantime, if it continue to pull back, then we probably look at to pull back to somewhere around this pivot high here to 364, 365, and there's a possibility that it could come back down and retest this gap low here somewhere around the 341, right? That 341 level here, somewhere there. So those are some of the stock that might be worthwhile keeping a watch on those price level if you are trading these momentum stock. So good luck to you on your trading next week.